Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So today I decided to share with you something extremely important. If you are a Wing Chuner, if you really seriously comprehend what I'm presenting in this video, is going to make your development of Wing Chun Kung Fu heaven and earth different. Okay? Now, the reason why I want to share this today is that there something happened last night. So I decided to do it this morning. Okay? So take this like my birthday, I do it. Okay? The first thing is, there are some student of my best friend who called me and talked to me about Wing Chun and then asked me a questions. So what is the uniqueness of the iYikKam lineage? Okay? What is the uniqueness? Okay? And as often I tell him that there's no uniqueness. Okay? Because for me, there's not even iYikKam lineage. I go for university educations. Okay? See, people still don't understand what I'm talking about. The second thing is, there's one ex-student who showed up and saying that, you know, he was discussing this plum flower steps in some forum. And actually, I don't even read forum these days because I'm busy for that. Okay, so I see all kinds of discussions of plum flower, but it is off the point. Okay. The third thing is, I actually have many advisor or senior in different style of Chinese martial arts. And yesterday, Taiji Sifu showed me a video. He said this thing doesn't really works. Okay, this video is from somebody who is famous in China, and he told me, he said, Hendrik, in my experience, if your jing is not applied in this certain period of time, your jing will be gone. So whatever that guy showed in his video doesn't work. It's not reality. Well, I explained to him, I said, by impulse momentum theorem. Remember, impulse momentum theorem, the force is divided by the impulse or the change of momentum divided by time. So force equal to impulse divided by time of impact. If that time is prolonged, your force is going to get decrease, and vanish. I explained this to him. I said, that's why we need use the impulse momentum theorem. If people bullshit us, we know right away that's a show business. And I explained to him what he said is true. Okay, and I learned a lot of things from this Taiji Sifu. I actually go learn a lot of different things from different people, provided it's not bullshit type of stuff. Okay. And then there is a senior of mine who is a Chilefat Sifu, who has been decade the instructor of military. Okay. And yesterday we have a chat, and he said that, man, all this Chinese martial arts stuff has going into like a fantasy zone. Okay, it has to be clarify, make a proper teaching, proper educations. And he told me, he said, you know, you need to say it, because if we don't say it, we are almost 60 something, we die and the whole thing gone, he said. In the real life of Chinese martial art, it's not like that. What? You know, you look at me, I'm just an engineer in Silicon Valley, but you look at the person who coached the military, the entire military of the country, okay, and have all this connection and so forth, then you want to listen, okay, because those are professional, okay. So, because of this, I want to share with you, there are actually about 6 delusions in Wing Chun today. 6 delusions. If you stuck in this 6 delusion, you're going to get run infinity loop. Like in the programming, it's called infinity loop. You're going to run inside there and it's get never ending infinity loop. And that's what happened to 90% of today's Wing Chun. 90%, okay? 90% of the Wing Chun, you can have a statistically study on this thing. So with this 6 delusion, you want to avoid it, because the minute you get into it, you're going to run into that dimension and you're going to trap into that fantasy world, okay? And it's no longer Wing Chun anymore, it's something else, okay? Now, before I share with you the 6 delusion world, or the delusion loop you want to avoid at all costs, like Zen, we want to cut through all the delusion with a proper directions, okay? And that proper direction is what? One must know what is Wing Chun. And Wing Chun actually is well defined, really clearly defined from the past, okay? If we know this, the definitions of Wing Chun, what it does, what is the purpose, we will not get stuck into that 6 delusion. And the 6 delusion actually is created either intentionally or non-intentionally by people in past 4, 5, 6 decades or 100 years, okay? And this time, like Zen, we cut it through, okay? You don't want to go mess around with other things. It's like the Zen saying, you get the root. You don't want to mess around with the branches, because that will mislead you, okay? So what is Wing Chun? Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike, meaning that Wing Chun's uniqueness is to fight this close, where the body stick at him and strike him down. It is a striking art. This is called sticking body short strike, okay? So that is Wing Chun. So Wing Chun, no matter what Wing Chun do, Wing Chun is going to get into the sticking body range where your body can control the opponent, and then you execute your striking either to control him or to destroy him at this range. That is what Wing Chun is, okay? So with this as the core, we know that all the Wing Chun move, the footwork and everything, is targeted to get to here and then do the executions, okay? So this is what Wing Chun is, nothing else. This is what it is. You want to be in this range, you take him out here using your techniques and your specialty. Short strike, you stick at his body, you know, like stick him, control him, so forth. Now, because of this, the Wing Chun have its strategy. If I want to come from here in, that is a strategy, okay? That is a body development, which is so that I'm suitable to fight here. And there's mechanics, And there's a way how I apply force. All this got to train here. So then I know that I train in Wing Chun. Okay? So you have the mechanic, the strategy, the how you apply force, how you develop your body. Okay? That's Wing Chun. Okay? Now, that is the core Wing Chun, and we know sticking body, short strike. The short strike belong to the one of the 4 momentum zone of the Chi Chi Guan categorizations. Sticking body, short strike. Okay, short strike. And watch out, this is not wrestling. This is not BJJ mounting and those kind of stuff. This is over here playing short strike, using the torque so that it be able to shoot like a machine gun, to strike, okay, like a machine gun, with keeping changing the directions, okay, like a snake. When it gets stopped at one, the head is shoot in with a tail, so it go back and forth. That's what Wing Chun cycling is called. Okay, it's cycle back and forth, and you need to have the mechanics and that body development, and then you need to know your strategy, how it get in, and you have to train that footwork and so forth. That is Wing Chun. Okay? Now, with this understanding, then we're going to break through that 6th delusion. Okay? We need to break through. Otherwise, we stuck and we are wasting life. Of course, somebody who create this for purpose of making money or entertainment, that's good. Good for them. But it's not good for Wing Chun. Not good for everybody. Okay? Especially, Wing Chun is saying that it is for the weaker physical, like a weaker person and or female, which is in general weaker. Okay? And again, don't give me this bullshit sexist or anything. I'm talking about human biology, okay? The reality is that that's why it is also called Wing Chun is the female art, because it is manipulate here, in manual here, and it fit to impulse momentum theorem. We want to be able to handle this guy, momentum, the most effective and efficient way, and the right way. That's Wing Chun. Okay? Now, the first delusion is the delusions of lineage. You can go, like yesterday, I go check in that ex-student sent me the link, and you know what? You look into that, it's all kinds of lineage stuff. You just talk this lineage, iYikKam lineage, this Leongzhan lineage, this lineage, Yin Keisan lineage, Yipman lineage. You can talk that until the end of time. But it says nothing about what we talked about just now. Sticking body, short strike. You need to develop that. You need to have a strategy, your footwork, everything has to support that. You have to develop that. Otherwise, you don't have Wing Chun. You can just go again and again with all the story of lineage. And also like the young man who asked me, you know, so what is the uniqueness of the iYikKam lineage? Drop that. It is a fantasy delusion world. It just tell you nothing. If it tell you something, you check back for past 50 years. I don't have to present you what is Wing Chun today if it is not the fantasy. Because it's a fantasy, everybody politics this lineage and say, well, my lineage is more authentic, orders and blah blah blah. I don't want you to steal from this lineage. All kinds of stealing and all this politics, it go nowhere. It end up nobody know what the heck is Wing Chun is about, and nobody really train about it. Okay, and then when you get to that point, and then they say, oh, you know, my lineage, I have this fighter, I can fight you, and so forth and so forth. Again, what is that got to do technically with this? It doesn't. It's an illusion, a delusion. You're keeping spin inside the lineage politics and go nowhere. Okay, that's the first delusion. The second delusion is the delusions of terminology. many people love to mess around with term. Okay, like yesterday I looked in the website of this ex-student sent me, said, what about, because I talk about the Mui Fa Po, the plum flower step. Well, then everybody have their plum flower step. This I have this bakwa, eight hexagon and all this thing. What, seriously, do you know what the heck it is? Those are just terminology, mean nothing. Why? In China, there's a lot of things being called bagua or Mui Fa Po, but what does it mean? In Wing Chun, they're specific. The plum flower I'm talking about is you got to what? Your goal is getting to here. So your plum flower step and everything is going to get into here, the second zone, the short strike zone, to take him out. And the step remain because now you need to use the torque in the body. Okay? So the second delusion you can read in everything. Okay? And you can hear in YouTube, everybody talk about this terminology, or I know Mui Fa Po, I know Bagua, or this lineage have this and that. It tells you nothing. And then everybody is going to present their version of their terminology, like what? Like playing the baseball card. See who have what card. Or playing Pokemon. Or I know this Pikachu. Okay, I know this Raichu. And I know all these different things. It means nothing. Okay, so that's the delusion. There's an entire world of those if you want to. Okay. The third thing is what? The delusions of Chisao. It just in the forum, people ask me, oh, can you talk something about this impulse momentum theorem about my Chisao and so forth? They put Chisao on their thing. And then you have the Chisao like that, okay? And then everybody will argue that their Chisao is the proper and so forth. They can push people like a ragdoll and so forth. In fact, you know what? You look at the Chisao, you freeze the YouTube today. You look at the Chisao today. It is pushing each other. When it's pushing each other, how the hell is that a short strike out where you need to get in? So are you going to train your Chisao pushing each other and thinking someday you can get close in? So you're going to push and there's a pull and all this kind of thing. Are you going to get in? No, you don't, because you're doing what? You're doing in a long fist momentum zone stuff according to Chinese martial arts. Okay? So it is a wrong zone. You're not practicing Wing Chun. The second thing is, you look at all the Chisao, you look at their body, they are pushing. So the big guy have a heavier body will win over the smaller guy, what impulse momentum theorem. Okay? Whoever have a bigger momentum who win. Who have a bigger muscle who win. Okay? And then they put in what? Tai Chi push hand type of stuff. What is that got to do with Wing Chun, which is a sticking body short strike? You have to go here, not playing force against force. You need to get here, and then you control, and then you manipulate. What is it got to do with that? So only about a few days ago, somebody claimed that, oh, I have this Jing and so forth. You know what? So I get a few people in the website, my group. I say, you know, you look at this thing. Tell me, what is this thing do? Well, there are people who really learning and say that, Hendrik, all of this is action force stuff. Yes, it is pushing with action force. How the world are you going to handle things with those kind of pushing? Those are just using your brute force pushing, and your body is not trained by that. Why I can say that? Because it's really easy to identify either that guy is developed this body and the Chisao in the action force or reaction force way. The minute you see his whole body is have the signature action force, You know it's baloney. You know he defeat people by what? By brute force, not by skill. Because anybody who have real skill in Chi Sao know how to handle the action and reaction force type. The body is developed in the reaction force type, and it be able to switch around to play with this thing as the very fundamental. It's not just sitting down there using my Tai Chi way, okay, in this distance, pushing in distance, using this big toe muscle, using the back muscle to push like that. Go watch it in the thing. So the bottom line of Chi Sao, if you want to go stick body, short strike, sticking body, short strike, you need to have the reaction force type of training. So by one spot we know, do you play pushing, brute force, be it with a Tai Chi or anything, or you be able to play the force flow? That's simple. Okay? So that's why I asked in the forum. Okay, in my group, I say, you know, you check what it is. And people who really listen and study and investigate say, well, this is a action force type, and this is not even cannot comfortably play in the second zone. That's what I call education. You don't want to trap in this Chi Sao loop or delusion, and you're keeping pile in Tai Chi and all kind of stuff, but you end up you're still stuck there. It is not Wing Chun. Wing Chun is, remember, sticking body, short strike, you have to get in here and you handle it here, not pushing him away. And if you do the action force type, you're going to push it away. I know Tai Chi do those kind of stuff, but Wing Chun is not Tai Chi. Okay? So don't get stuck in this Chi Sao. Really ask the question, when I practice this Chi Sao, am I practice according to the Wing Chun? It is a sticking body, short strike, the strategy, the mechanics of handling, all has to fit this. Otherwise, you're not practicing Wing Chun. Okay, you can do whatever you want, but you are not. I mean, you're keeping pushing this way, using force, brute force. You see people using this big muscle, and the guy who is bigger who win. And I'm just pulling you around, and never and they get close. No, it never. Okay, those things will never work for a smaller body, older body, human beings. I'm 60 years old. Do you think I'm gonna do this? Can I do this? Well, when I'm 20 something, 210 pounds, I can do it. Now I'm only 160 pounds. How the hell am I gonna do that? Okay. So that is the third delusion of the Chi Sao. It doesn't go to the point, doesn't develop what it needs to be developed. But it goes spinning around and then come up with all different kind of techniques, and you import Tai Chi. That's what it is. Okay? Now, and then you get into the delusions of internal art, or the delusion of Jing or Qi, or delusion of philosophy. These are all the same thing. Just make the whole damn thing mysterious. You can see people talk about Wing Chun is internal. Wing Chun is having the Jing, singing Qi. Wing Chun is have this Tao philosophy. But wait a minute, what is all this thing going around and around, spiritual, and all this thing got to do with Wing Chun is a sticking body, short strike. Whatever you do, you have to get into here, you handle your opponent here, or you destroy him here. What is that got to do with this? Zero. You can see a lot of people writing books and putting in our video and all kind of speech on all this internal and everything. What does it exist in the past? It doesn't. It never. Okay. So like my Fat senior told me, you need to say this. This is all whole kind of baloney. Okay. It never works. It never happened in the past. Okay. So don't get into this philosophical and all this And I even heard about somebody said, no, 拳從身法. Okay, 拳從身法 actually meaning that whenever you go your heart as the target, you target that guy. Okay, you get much in. That is a Wing Chun strategy to get in there. But you know what? They said, fat is the empty in the heart, or all kinds of philosophy bullshit. Okay. Again, got nothing to do with developing Wing Chun Kuen. It's just go fantasy around and like, you know, like maybe you can shave your head and wearing the Buddhist monk robe, or tied up your hair and then pretend that you are some kind of Taoist monk and talking deep. This is a fantasy and everybody love it. Oh, this is so good. Oh, is that Wing Chun? Zero. Wasting of time. Okay? Chinese culture is not like that. Many people in the West thinking Chinese culture is like that. What happened that I'm a student of a few Zen master, grandmaster, really the patriarch. And you want to know how much my ass got chewed because I'm talking those bullshit? Okay? So, get off of this delusion, okay? Okay, the next delusion, the fifth delusion is delusion of mix everything up to make it looks deep or make it looks special. For me, people sometimes unintentionally do this, and sometimes it is intentionally do it to develop their brand, like a product. Okay, you can see people in Wing Chun history, every few years they come up with a certain thing on Wing Chun, and then they say this is the internal Wing Chun, there's the oldest Wing Chun, the authentic Wing Chun, and blah blah blah. Okay, this is just a marketing skill. So thing was messed up. Number one, you know, I'm going to list this style here. And again, I want to address here, I'm not saying that this style is no good. I'm saying that people is making use of this style to screw up Wing Chun and actually get people away from studying Wing Chun on their own benefit, or maybe it's if they're intentional and maybe they are unintentionally, which is they do not have benefit but they still screw things up. Okay, so they are benefit type where they intentionally do that for themselves, for their agenda, and they are unintentionally because they don't understand what is Wing Chun, they're keeping adding the thing up. Okay, so this mixed up stuff, the first is Tai Chi. Doesn't matter it's Yang Tai Chi or Chen Tai Chi, okay, or Chen Tai Chi or Yang Tai Chi. Those are long fist art. It never get into this close playing the sickle, the snake. It never. It push hand, or I have the jing and everything. It got nothing to do with Wing Chun, but you mix it up. Look like, oh, this is internal. Chi and all this thing. The second thing is, recent year people make gong zhou. Okay? Okay, the trademark, the characteristic is the whip type of thing. Ask a question. The Wing Chun is supposed to get in here, close, and make the action here in the sticking body and the short strike and so forth. The mechanic. Okay? So when you slip in like a snake, because that is the footwork to get here, there's Wing Chun. Now, how the world is this type of whipping? You need time, you need the space to do this whip. It's going to fit in to Wing Chun, which is I need to slip in and do the job in the short strike zone. How the hell is that? Not to mention, when you do that, your stance, you have to support this type of activity. Well, Ngocho have their own way of fighting, okay? But Wing Chun is not that. Wing Chun have to slip in, get into here. So how the world is all this Ngo Cho Sapa Lo Han, all this kind of thing get into here. And you say, well, this is the same with your practice Xiu Lim Tao. Are you kidding? Do you know what is the short strike art is about? And what is the mechanics about? People don't know. Okay? And then, the next thing people do will be like Weng Chun, W-E-N-G, the Shaolin Weng Chun. They say, well, you go look at the YouTube. Xiu Lim Tao is supposed to play in this way, the Weng Chun way. Well, go checking in, is Weng Chun a sticking body short strike? It is not. Okay? And that's why I told everybody, took away this thing, this mounting, because this make us Wing Chunner not be able to go around 360 degrees with this pole, this wooden dummy. Wing Chun have this. Wing Chun, the Shaolin Weng Chun, W-E-N-G, have this, using this type. Wing Chun don't. In the ancient, Wing Chun need to sticking body short strike to move around 360 degrees on this dummy. Okay? So you cannot import Weng Chun into Wing Chun. It is a different art. Okay? And then another thing is to make people will what? Mix in BJJ. Okay, so they do long fist and then go BJJ over here. That still is not Wing Chun. Why? Because Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike art. It's not taking down art. Taking down is in the third momentum zone. So show me where is your second zone, the torque power generation per, like in the Shaolin canon have written down there. The 18th century Shaolin canon, and then it is all over the place, like in the iYikKam Xiu Lim Tao sets, the writing, go down the general Qi Qi Gong, all this whole line of thing, you need that. You don't have it. So, the Ngo Cho Sapa Lo Han is good. Is Tai Chi good? Is Weng Chun good? Is BJJ good? But they are not Wing Chun. So what? Now you mess this thing up and then you don't train Wing Chun. So what are you training? Again, this is a delusion. It is a trap there. You don't practice Wing Chun. You just go around for whatever, and tomorrow somebody will going to do something again. Just to make it new, okay, like a new product. This is the delusion. Do you develop anything? You don't. Okay, and you can see people who do this, like when they add in the Tai Chi or all this, their body wobble. Why? When you're Wing Chun, you get in here, your body must not wobble. Why? Because you need to use the torque. You cannot do this kind of stuff, or all this kind of stuff, or this pushing, or all this thing. No, you just go inside here because you need the torque. And you cannot do this Sapa Lo Han kind of stuff because you need the torque. Try it to see whether will you be able to do that when you go this close. Okay? And BJJ is not that because we are not mounting here. This is a short strike art. And this is not Wing Chun. You go look at Wing Chun. Did they do this? Shaolin Wing Chun, did they do this close? The torque. So this is not a delusion. And again I say it's not that other style is not good or Wing Chun is better or I'm better. No, it's nothing. It is that you need to be able to differentiate. Is that an Apple computer or is a Microsoft Windows type of computer? Or is a Google type of a computer? What is this? Okay, you don't mix the whole thing up and make it look like, oh, this is really deep, or this is authentic, or I'm the grandmaster, I know it all. Okay, so that this is whatever it is. So get out from the delusion. The last delusion is what? The delusions of me too. If you check in Wing Chun history, for past 20 years history. When somebody put the term out, structure, then everybody jump into the structure wagon. Oh, I have the structure too. I train in the structure too. My Sifu teach me the structure too. So years ago, when I coined in the fourth flow, everybody jumped the wagon. Well, I have a fourth flow too. And now, there are many people argue with me in the Wing Chun forum. So you know what? I have the 4 momentum zone too. While clearly, they have no idea what is momentum I'm talking about. So like this guy a few days ago, he said that, you know what? My Sifu had taught me this 4 momentum zone. And he has been doing 4 momentum zone since like 2010 or whatever. And I told him, do you know that your Sifu is my ex-student? I teach him the sword strike basic. And even in the departure, there's a list that what he is not supposed to teach other people, because he learned exclusive from me. Sword strike, okay? And then the same person said, you know what? Somebody in Europe, they have this 4 momentum zone too. They have a close range fighting and the long range fighting. But I say, you know what? That close range fighting is actually that person took a BJJ and added in. That is not sword strike. Okay? And then said, well, my Sifu in 15 years ago already have a short strike, the momentum zone. And I know this momentum zone. And I tell him, your Sifu, until today, the particular Sifu is talking techniques. It doesn't talk momentum. Because it is not momentum. And so, people who have no idea what is the momentum I'm talking about will keep being putting inside there saying that, hey, you know, I have it too, blah, blah, blah. This is another delusion loop. You get into that, you're dead. And in fact, did I hide something from you guys? No. I give you guys everything here in my YouTubes. And everything is timestamped, so people cannot doing false claim. It's like they're going to the patent office here. The judge will ask you, so show me the prior art. Timestamp. So all my video is timestamped. Okay? You cannot just making a whole bunch of crazy claim. And in fact, I tell you everything already. I tell you guys that Wing Chun is a sticking body sword strike. The strategy of the footwork and how you need to train the footwork is to get to this point. The mechanics, your body, you need to develop the ability to handle things here, play like sickle here, and all this thing, the torque and so forth. I tell you, Wing Chun, what it is already. Because, as what I said, I like university way. Why? What is good is that we all go stuck in that 6 delusion, and we keep in fantasy like this Charlie Fat senior of mine saying, you know, face it, traditional Chinese martial art today, majority is just God knows what happened. Okay? And this is from the professional who really use it in military. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you guys today. It's very simple. Go for the root. What is Wing Chun? And whatever you do, you need to follow the direction of Wing Chun. Okay? Then you cut through all this 6 delusion and you will improve right away. Because you know what you need to train, what you need to develop. While saying so, finally I'll tell you, sure, I'm the guy who is the controversial. Sure. I mean, I'm pushing for educations. Sure, it become controversial. Imagine all the people in the 6 delusion realm or loop, they'll hate me. And it's okay. Why? Because like people, you tell them, hey, you're dreaming, wake up, wake up. They don't like it. But then when they wake up, then they say, oh yeah, you know, why do I say I do that? It's not for me, it's for them, for all the people in the delusion realm. for Wing Chun. Okay, you want to collect a lot of money, making a lot of money teaching Wing Chun. Is that good? Sure. Make your school like a Harvard University or Stanford University. You can collect $300,000 per year from your student, and people happily give it to you and rush in. And many people get rejected and cannot go into Harvard. Even people have money. Make your school like that. Be professional. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of your Wing Chun, because you offer professional grade of educations or training. Okay? So I know I'm going to get into controversy. And again, do I formulate my own Wing Chun? I don't. I tell you what it is in the as the history. If you don't go this way, your problem, not mine. It is mine, it's not mine. The ancestor been doing that. Is a common denominator. This is the foundations. If you don't have the foundations, what do you have? You have nothing. Okay? So one need all these educations to break through these 6 delusion, and everybody will be much happy. And you can even go to Olympics, because everything is clear, scientific. It's not your side, my lineage, I'm the grandmaster and everything. So for me is, you can go around to the whole entire world or the Mars or the China to learn all this grandmaster, internal, whatever. But if you do not stick with Wing Chun, it's a sticking body, short strike, whatever Wing Chun do, is to get in here and using the uniqueness, specialty here to take down the opponent, to control the opponent. And all the footwork in the long fist range is supporting that, then you're not training Wing Chun, period. So this is to share with you today. I know it's a strong one. I know it's going to cause controversy. Well, I'm calling for the reform. Why? Is that for me? I don't have a school. How much money did I make from Wing Chun? I don't. In fact, I lose money teaching people. You see, months by months, I'm teaching people. Okay, and I don't make money here. Do I have a fame like a big this guru Hendrik? No, I don't. I don't want it. Okay, but I want educations, because it is enough. Is enough. If we don't reform Wing Chun going down to the tube, and it eat alive by this 6 delusion, what good is that for you? Someday you're gonna look back. You say, I don't have much. You know it in your heart. But if you follow what the ancestors say, which I relay to you, when you're at old age, you look back, you say, yes, I have the Wing Chun Kung Fu. Maybe I'm not the best fighter, but I do have it. I develop it. I know what it is. It's in my body. But if you go with this 6 delusion, when you are old, you feel very insecure, because you know yourself in there. You don't have it. And Wing Chun is not that difficult, as well I put it in all this video. And you want to get a deeper style in the 2 books or 6, 13, 3 and mechanics, you get the details. How difficult it is. It's lowest cost and price to get whatever is needed. Okay? Books, like people complain about my books. Well, my book is not more than a few movies you watch. That's how much it costs. You don't have to go pricey with me, give me all this red package every day. You get this video for free. Who's going to give you that? Why? That's one keywords. I don't mind to create disruptive thing to Wing Chun, because we need educations. We cannot afford to be like in the late 1800s, to cost that the Boxer Librarian time. Okay, we cannot afford that. Wing Chun going down to the tube with that. So this is to share with you today.